My game has been acting weird. Or rather, not my game, my microphone, my system, my OBS. Anyway, hello and welcome to the Wastelands, where everyone's a little mad and crazy. Crazy is going about your way and then suddenly dragon. I'm not gonna lie, the game is called Dragon Age, but I have been fighting a surprising amount of dragons in this game. So far, I think I've already fought 3 dragons, and I might be fighting a 4th soon. But we've started investigating. We've started going along the main story, investigating the disappearances of the Wardens. And we are currently exploring the vast desert landscape that we are going to continue exploring today. So without further ado, let the story continue. Also, gato. And rage demons are apparently weak against cold. I've also taken over 2 forts. I've been making a lot of progress lately. Let's see if we can keep it up. I have 2 sad splinters. I need 1 more.
Inquisitor.
That is all.
Carry on, Captain.
Yes.
So, before we do anything else, let's go back to the fort. And let's take a look at the war table. See if there's anything new or anywhere I can send my units. Oh, is there an event? Because it's loading like a lot longer than usual. Also, my apologies for any excessive yawning. I have been dealing with some sleep deprivation. It is difficult getting some good rest in the wastelands.
Liliana says the guests are on their way. The last inheritances are discovered, and
What do the people make of us?
There's scarcely a noble house that hasn't openly pledged its support to us.
Alright.
Let's speak later.
Goodbye.
I also have some items to give in. So I'll probably should do that before heading out again. Inquisitor. The experiment was a success, and these readings are remarkable. By overlaying the relative strength of the Veil over maps of Olay and Ferelden, I have extrapolated points where small rifts are more likely to develop. This should let us deploy Inquisition forces more wisely while still protecting people who would otherwise be threatened by demons. In addition, I have located one node of possible interest in the hinterlands, a very large rift that has not yet opened. It may be worth investigating the area. Solus. Inquisitor's throne accessory. Huh. Our efforts have proven successful, Inquisitor. I've taken a portion of for our coffers, but the remainder may be used as you require. Our shipment of resources from Crestwood has arrived. Gather herbs. Oh. Just making sure that none of the missions here are open. The Griffin Wing outpost has some access to water, but not enough to sustain the number of people there for a significant amount of time. The situation is not desperate, but if we are to maintain a presence in the western approach, the outpost will require access to fresh water. We should locate a reliable source as soon as possible. The outpost may have access to fresh water. Must have access to... A few scouts should search the western approach for a reliable water source. The outpost will not last without water. A few scouts could search for a water source. Let's send out some soldiers. With Griffin Wing Fortress now occupied, the Inquisition has access to mines in the Gamorden Peaks as well as the busy trading routes in the Olegian Heartlands. Inquisition forces can be directed to acquire metals and other materials used to craft weapons and armor. Trade in the Empire is currently erratic, so access to resources will vary greatly from week to week. Okay. Commander. Our work continues in the approach. It's a difficult post, but our soldiers are determined to represent the Inquisition as best as they can. Morale flags at times, but we manage. The terrain in the approach is unkind. Our soldiers will be more comfortable and fitted with proper shoes. Perhaps a distraction would help. We can see about sending books. They could set up a small library. I kind of like the idea of actually getting comfortable equipment for the desert missions, because I can imagine that if they have boots for other regions and they're trying to use that in a desert, that's probably not comfortable walking.
Let's see what we have. Inquisitor.
Alright, now that I have sent them all out, let me go give in some of the equipment I have, and let me also see what this throne accessory is. I might change the throne because I didn't realize the throne looked like this from the image. That's a rather awkward throne. Okay. Yeah, that's still a much better throne. Just one made from a dragon skull. Anyway. War room, judgment. Don't seem to have any additional missions for now, so I can go back to the western approach. Let's have a look. Trouble with Darc spawn. Let's deal with that water source first, so they have something to drink, and then as I move out I can get them other stuff. So let's take these three for the moment, and once I go continue the main mission of looking into the missing Wardens, I'll take my main group, or at least the group that I think I should take with me for that.
This might interest you, sir.
Report.
What is it?
You may want to look into this.
I need more lazurite. I see. I think my sound is a little weird, but oh well. Oh, great. Apparently, soon, I may need to charge my headset. We'll get there once we get there. So where are these things I need to clear out? Well, that was rather easy. Oh, and it's a new codex. Let me have a look. Where are they? Vargest. The Vargest is now known to be a distant relative of wyverns and dragons, but in ancient times it was believed to be a spirit manifest in the world. Syrian legend says that the Vargest hunts those who have committed great wrongs against their own kin, and when the creature finds its quarry, it drags the guilty party to the gods for judgment. This is perhaps due to the beast's hunting habits. Vargest prefer to bring prey still living to their nests to feed their young. Interesting creatures. And resources. Was that all here? Apparently. I might deal with those Darc spawn in a minute. First, more resources. Why am I suddenly in battle again?
Sarah. My lord.
Well, whatever. Back to camp. Or back to the fort, at least. Well, it says I'm still in combat. What if I disengage? Can I now fast travel? No. Why can't I fast travel?
Milo.
Why is it being difficult? Now I can. Okay, weird. But we're there now. So that's ultimately what matters. Now to deal with Darkspawn. Because those things seem to rear their ugly heads at the least appropriate times.
I can assure you, every item I sell is guaranteed to be lethal to somebody.
And more death root. There's also a mission up ahead there somewhere.
The air hurts. I need to stop.
The Dark Spawn got through. I'll have to see what our people at Skyhold can do.
So now I need to wait until my group is back. Thank God they all have short missions in order to pass here. So that's good to know. So why is there an enemy there?
Where did they come from?
We should find out. This is exactly what the Wardens are supposed to do.
Oh, Josephine is already back? Well, I gotta wait for the others to come back. Now let's deal with these archers. Okay, Blackwall approves fighting demons. Or Darkspawn, rather. Okay, so now that I have to wait to go to the other side and get that, and I can't go here either, I guess I'll have to start going to the Wardens, which means I need to swap out my party. Excuse me. So I need Varric, I need Cassandra. No, not Cassandra. I need Blackwall. And I need Solus, I guess. And with that party we can go investigate the missing Wardens first and foremost. That's 2 of them back. Now I just gotta wait for Liliana to come back. Man, that must be a horrible death. Just being frozen solid like that and then shattered. So let's set that as active for now. And see what happened here. Hi Teets, glad you could join the party. A little late, but hey. What do they say? A wizard is never early and never late. You were graciously on time. Welcome to the show, my friend. Welcome to the show. Although by that logic, Teach, you should have been here half an hour earlier, because that's how long you've been waiting. I am merely pointing out facts. Well, enjoy your cat.
I'm glad you made it, Inquisitor. I fear they've already started the ritual.
Blood magic, I'd wager. You can smell it. Or see the corpses. You take point. I'll guard your backs.
Well, this is going to be interesting.
Wait! No.
Warden Commander Clarel's orders were clear.
This is wrong.
Remember your oath. In war, victory. In peace, vigilance. In death,
I'm sorry.
sacrifice. Good. Now bind it just as I showed you. Inquisitor, what an unexpected pleasure. Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium, at your service.
You are no warden.
But you are. The one Clarel let slip. And you found the Inquisitor and came to stop me. Shall we see how that goes?
Well, it's not going to work because I think they're possessed, but...
Wardens, this man is lying to you. He serves an ancient Tevinter magister who wants to unleash a blight.
That's a very serious accusation. Let's see what the Wardens think. Wardens, hands up. Hands down.
Corypheus has taken their minds.
They did this to themselves. You see, the calling had the Wardens terrified. They looked everywhere for help.
Even Tevinter.
Yes, and since it was my master who put the calling into their little heads, we in the Venatori were prepared. I went to Clarel full of sympathy, and together we came up with a plan. Raise a demon army, march into the deep roads, and kill the old gods before they wake.
You tricked them.
So you manipulated the Wardens to build an army of demons for Corypheus.
Just so. Sadly for the Wardens, the binding ritual I taught their mages has a side effect. They're now my master's slaves. This was a test. Once the rest of the Wardens complete the ritual, the army will conquer Thedas.
What's in it for you?
Do you really want to see the world fall to the Blight? What do you get out of this?
The Elder One commands the Blight. He is not commanded by it, like the mindless Darkspawn. The Blight is not unstoppable or uncontrollable. It is simply a tool.
And then
Somebody's certainly a tool.
I agree, Varric.
While the
I
Elder One
agree.
rules from the Golden City, we, the Venatori, will be his god kings here in the world.
Corypheus made them do this.
So Corypheus influenced the Wardens and made them do this ritual?
Made them? No. Everything you see here, the blood sacrifices to bind the demons, The Wardens did it of their own free will. Fear is a very good motivator, and they were very afraid.
That's a lie. The Grey Wardens are heroes. They would never do this willingly.
The Grey Wardens care about nothing save stopping blights. They will do anything to accomplish that. You should have seen Clarel agonize over the decision. Burdens of command, I suppose.
Why kill the old gods?
Why would the Wardens try to kill the old gods?
A blight happens when Darc spawn find an old god and corrupt it into an archdemon. If someone fought through the deep roads and killed the old gods before they could be corrupted, woof, no more blights, ever. The Wardens sacrificed their lives and saved the world.
That's madness. For all we know, killing the old gods could make things even worse.
Well then, it's a good thing I'm taking this demon army off their hands.
Why risk using demons?
Why would Clarel risk using demons?
Demons need no food, no rest, no healing. Once bound, they will never retreat, never question orders. They are the perfect army to fight through the deep roads. Or across Olay. Now they are bound to my master.
Let the Wardens go.
Release the Wardens from the binding and surrender. I won't ask twice.
No, you won't. The Elder One showed me how to deal with you in the event you were foolish enough to interfere again. That mark you bear, the anchor that lets you pass safely through the veil, you stole that from my master. He's been forced to seek other ways to access the Fade.
You won't stop me with this alone.
When I bring him your hand, his gratitude will be... Ah! Kill them!
Nah, now you're running, you coward! I hate people like that. Magister Armament, my dearest Demetrius, I hope this letter finds you recovered from those ghastly meetings about road repair or import taxes or whatever terribly important work has consumed your time. I applaud your patriotic efforts to maintain the Imperium's infrastructure while the horned beasts to the north wage a bloody war upon us. I have asked before, but you are my closest friend, and now that you have seen the stirrings of our work, I hope you might reconsider. You cannot think your talents adequately spent on road work, Metri. You come from the blood of the dreamers. My master will restore the Imperium to a greatness it has not seen since our ancestors walked in the Golden City. He will rule not just a nation but the world. Those who show loyalty now stand to reap the benefits when all the world kneels to the Venatori. Perhaps you are more comfortable with roads. When my master returns Tevinter to the glory it deserves, he will be pleased to find the nation well paved. Consider well, my friend, Magister Livius Armament of Verantium. Because it's people like that that never fight their own battles.
That went well.
You were correct. Through their ritual, the mages are slaves to Corypheus.
And the Warden warriors? Oh, of course. It's not real blood magic until someone gets sacrificed.
They were misled.
Armand lied to the Wardens. They were trying to prevent future blights.
With blood magic and human sacrifice.
The Wardens were wrong, Hawk, but they had their reasons.
All blood mages do. Everyone has a story they tell themselves to justify bad decisions. And it never matters. In the end, you are always alone with your actions.
I believe I know where the Wardens are, Your Worship. Harriman fled in that direction. There's an abandoned Warden fortress that way. Adamant.
Excellent work.
Good thinking.
The Warden and I will scout out Adamant and confirm that the other Wardens are there. We'll meet you back at Skyhold.
Well, Solus slightly disproves. But I do think that overall I have good relations with Solus. Grey Whiskey, Right Wine Conscription Ale, a bottle marked vintage, Warden Alvalal's Griffin Wing Ale. Excuse me. A ladder found on a Grey Warden mage. Michen. I don't trust this ritual Clarel is talking about. Are you sure it's safe? Have you ever used blood magic? I don't care what the chantry says. I doubt they'd approve of the joining if they knew everything about us, but my family taught the Tevinter slavers near the border. This armament sounds like everything that's wrong with the Imperium. I'll be waiting for you when you get back. If you can look me in the eyes and tell me that this ritual is safe, I won't speak of it again. If not, just come back safe, please. Sure enough. The Ritual Tower. Many Tevinter structures litter the wasteland of southwestern Orlais. In the age before the First Blight, the Imperium expanded to south at an incredible rate, and the lands furthest from Minrothaus became home to the great many sites dedicated to magical experimentation. Taking advantage of new natural weaknesses in the Vale, as well as the distance from the Archon's oversight to try ever more dangerous fields of study. As with Eonar in Ferelden, the laboratories of Orlais were set up by the followers of Andraste during the uprising, and little remain of them now save crumbling stone. The Gate Guardian. And as I walked in the desert, I saw a great armored figure whose form blotted out the sky. At first I took it to be no more than met the eye, a simple spiked statue, but as I approached, this deceptive icon transformed into a warrior as graceful as it was massive. Its bladed staff leveled at me with energy crackling from its tip. Though my position was hardly optimal, primal magic burned a few feet from my face, I kept my wits and asked this mighty golem to show me mercy. The armored figure spoke with a voice to make the sky quake and the stars scream. It sought magic to keep itself alive, it said, and the blood of the earth was the energy on which it survived. Having knowledge of the dwarfs and lyrium they provided to our mages, I directed the golem to the mage Atronis, who lived in nearby Periventium, and it left without another word. That is the inspiration for the Gate Guardians I have designed. As fanciful a tale as it might seem, as for why I have asked that each Guardian guest for my design be inset with a small lyrium rod, I must primarily state that it is a mere fancy. If Archon Ishal, gentle autocrat that he is, sees fit to ensure that my statues are known across the Empire, I hear that one shall stand in the western approach. I would treasure the small hope that someday I might see one walk again. Having a quick look around, but I don't think there's going to be much here. So why do I have a mission there?
Inquisitor.
What is this? What's this about bandits?
What's the situation in the Warden's fortress?
Bandits moved in. Worse than Quillbacks, if you ask me. They're holed up in there, using it as a base to strike at our supply caravans. Blasted scavengers.
That is all.
Carry on, Captain.
Yes, Inquisitor.
Bandits have occupied an old Warden fortress in western portion or raiding caravans that go from... Okay, so... I don't think... Nope, I don't think they're here anymore, so I'm gonna go there. Switch out party members. And then go deal with bandits. And since it's dealing with bandits...
Nothing to report, sir.
Let me take... her... her and Cole. Confirm. More loot. Ooh, that's not a bad heist. Also, how much is my inventory? Oh, my inventory is still almost empty. Right, I think I emptied my inventory a while back, so I should be good for a while. More death root. Now let's go deal with these bandits. Bad move. Also, you should probably heal up, my dear. So this is where the bandits are, huh? Let's see how much of a fight they'll put up. Found you. You came a little too close to the invisible dude. Let's go tell him of the news.
Inquisitor.
Status report.
Report, Captain. What's the situation in the western approach?
Business as usual, Inquisitor. Sandstorms, deadly wildlife, people other than us mad enough to come out here. If anything noteworthy happens, you'll know.
That is all.
Carry on, Captain.
Yes, Inquisitor.
So the next thing to do is on the Chantry Trail. So that is also teleporting over there and looking for that trail mark. Let's see if we can find it. Lots of Krillback, it seems. I got an achievement Invincible. No idea what that achievement is for. Ooh, more loot. Found you. God, I'm thirsty. Oh. Lamar Tower. Senior Warden Lamar, hero of the Second Battle of Forward Pass, held back 3 charges of Darkspawn during the critical long night of the Second Blight and lost her life in service to Tatus. One, 2, 3. There is the next cornerstone of where is the next one? Oh, close to the camp. Okay, so first let's do the shaft since I'm here anyway. Deep mushroom. Well, since these guys are not talking, I might switch party members again. I'm gonna try something silly. Oh, that one is over there. Okay, let me do it differently. Let me go to camp first. While I technically do need a rogue with me for when I need to open things, for the moment I don't need to open things, so I'm going to try this, this, and this. Confirm. Is my connection dropping? Huh. That was weird, because it said it tried to connect me to the chat room for a moment. Didn't say I lost anything, so it's kind of weird. Ah, there it is. Hi Shady! How are you? Welcome to Dragon Age. Maybe. How was work today? Oh, what is this? Well, I hope you can warm yourself up now. Stern note of warning. Clem, don't drink at the mine again or you're fired. Doran. Well, I guess he was fired. Now let me first go get that new camp set up. And once I have that camp set up, Shady, I'll go do the thing that you wanted to see the most. Darc being a hypocrite. So how is that for a homecoming? You immediately get to see the content you wanted to see. But first let me get to that new camp so I have another waypoint to travel to. Oh, you thought I didn't see you there. Well, too bad. I did. Also, Shady, don't mind the weird party. My previous party that I was running with wasn't talking to each other, so I figured they were out of dialogue. So I was trying to select a party that doesn't travel with each other often. So I took all my tanks. Griffin Wing Monument. In honor of the wings of adamant, the brave griffins who gave their lives in service to keep the blight at bay, in war victory, in peace vigilance, in death sacrifice. Ah. There's someone here, apparently, also. Oh. And now, let's go judge. I hope you're ready, because you are my advisor.
Worship?
But first I need to see the options.
Mayor Gregory Dedrick of Crestwood is present for betraying his own constituents. He confesses that, 10 years ago, he flooded Old Crestwood to kill refugees and villagers touched by the Blight. The mayor claims it was to spare the rest of Crestwood, but we only have his word.
He has a chance to prove it.
If the mayor has anything to say in his defense, let him speak.
There's no cure for the blight. But I couldn't convince anyone to leave a sick child or husband behind.
So you herded the infected into one place and flooded Old Crestwood. Were no innocents caught in the waters?
Nearly everyone in the village had the blight. I swear it. Have mercy. I couldn't tell the survivors I'd drowned their own families to save them. I couldn't.
That's a coward's way. Why do I have a... Why acquire Ferelden Throne? What would Darc do in this situation? To be fair, I don't have as many options as I thought I would have. It's either exile, imprisonment, or death. No, he wouldn't, Pete, because I have actively avoided doing that. Can I give him to the Wardens? I don't have the option. You can say a lot of things about Darc Deeds. You can say a lot of things about me. But I did not save Scum. So I have even less options because I am obstinate about doing main quest, about doing Sipes quest. Oh well. So the options I have, Shady, are exile, execution, or locking up. I am trying to push the main story forward now, so I'm going to try and focus on the main story for a little bit. I understand now what you mean, and that it is important that I do the main story as I do all the side quests. Okay. No, Pete, it's not that main story. And what about locking him up? Nothing on that? Oh, okay. So here's the thing. I don't know what he would do. If there was an option, if I had the option to give him to the Wardens, I would do that. But I don't have that option. So I'm going to say as it is right now, I am doubting between the best I can do is exile, or I'll give him a clean death. Because here's the thing, it might be hypocrite that Darc says that he'll give him a clean death for his crime, and he has done the same. But if Darc was in his shoes, he would stand proudly and accept his punishment because that's the choice he made. And he did it for the greater good, but if that meant that death follows it, then he would accept that. Yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean... Yes, but here's the difference. If his previous life, if the hero of Ferelden life was any different, then chances are he could have stood trial for what he did in Amarant, or Marantine, and everything that came after that story would never have taken place. His goal would have ended without being fulfilled. So even if he himself goes to a next life, and even if he himself doesn't fear death, that doesn't mean that he always is okay to die. It's going to suck for him if he can't finish the goal he has set out to be, if he can't do what he's here for. But some choices have consequences, and he understands that. This man ran away instead of facing his consequences for his choices. But I'm not entirely sure yet I'm gonna give him a clean death. I'm doubting between that and exile. I mean, you're asking Teets. Teets is always going to choose against me. Also, you're asking that question as if he has already chosen to kill him. I'm not sure I'm going to choose that. Okay, there he is. What do you mean? Would he have done the same thing? You mean the whole damn thing? If that was the last option left, yes. But only if that was the last option. He would have probably tried and come up with different ways to save them. Would he never do that? No. He is definitely more than capable of doing that. Shady, I'm not denying he did that. I'm not denying that at all. There are definitely situations where he would do that. But he would also try and come up with other solutions if those are available. But if he doesn't come up with anything, he would definitely kill a lot of people to save those that can be saved. The biggest difference between him and the mayor is that the mayor has been running and hiding from the consequences. He has never told anyone what he did because of fear of repercussion. And then when it was found out, instead of facing justice, he ran away. That is all things Darc wouldn't do. Or, he wouldn't get caught. I mean, Shady, Darc doesn't want to die at any given point. It still hurts to die. It's not because he goes to another life that it's, oh, I'm okay with dying, I've got nothing to worry about. He has his own issues and concerns that come with dying. Even if his death isn't permanent, that doesn't mean that he wants to die. Hi Silver, long story short, I'm sitting over the trial of a mayor who killed an entire village of sick people to save those that weren't sick. Something like that, Teets. But yeah, I understand what you're trying to... I get what you're trying to say, Shady, with the whole, oh, Darc doesn't have to fear death because it's not permanent. But that doesn't mean he enjoys dying. It's still painful, and oftentimes, whenever he dies in such a situation, he has to forego being able to set out what he set out to do, which is trying to help the world. It is between, I'm not going to have him locked up. The choices that I'm doubting between is exile and execution. Just those two. He's not going to let him be locked up. He's either going to exile him or he's either going to execute him. I'm just juggling between what he would do. I think I have decided. But I think I know what I'm going to choose. Are you ready, Shady? Are you ready?
You lied for 10 years about your crime, then fled after confessing your guilt.
God
For
damn it,
avoiding
dudes!
justice, you are
Don't
exiled
spoil the
from
surprise.
Ferelden. I doubt the Crown will disagree.
I knew your coming meant the end. It's one way or another.
Why do you always spoil the surprise?
A pleasure.
Let's speak later.
Farewell.
I tracked that Venatori mage back to Adamant Fortress. They're looking at assault options now in the war room.
Thanks for coming.
You did well, Varric. The Inquisitor is just who we need.
Oh, it's been great. Murderous Wardens, archdemon attacks, plenty of blood mages and crazy Templars. Just like home.
I know how much you hate Luke.
This is the ass end of Thedas. You know they eat snails here? Still, I think I need to finish this out. If it weren't for me and Bartrand, none of this would have happened. So much for changing our lives.
And that's what happens when you try to change things. Things change. You can't always control how. I tracked the Wardens to Adamant Fortress, Inquisitor. Your specialists have my full report.
I'm pleased to report we were able to make a deal with the Merchants Guild. After much haggling over how difficult it is to ship anything within the Empire right now, the sources have arrived at Skyhold. So what do you think of my decision, Shady?
All right.
Commander, new supplies arrived along with enthusiastic shoemaker, or cordwainer, as he insists we call him. It's a nice word for the same thing, but no matter, the soldiers are pleased with their new equipment. There are far fewer complaints following patrol duty. Inquisitor, our soldiers in the western approach located a suitable fresh water source. They faced some resistance from a particularly aggressive wyvern, but were able to subdue the threat and secure the area. I'm told that Lieutenant Core, in particular, should be commended for his quick response. As you can imagine, their success has raised morale among our followers in the western approach. Colin. Commander, the situation is improving here at Griffin Wing. Water source is secured, and most things are under control. However, our activities in the desert have destroyed some Vargas nest, which have riled them up and desperate. Now they are attacking caravans on the main road, scavenging from our provisions. Makes it hard to get supplies to the soldiers. Any advice? The Vagros situation is partially our fault. We took their water, their habitat. Our veteran rangers could try to lead the Vagros to a better place where they can establish themselves. I kinda like it.
Inquisitor.
No need to destroy an ecosystem when we can relocate it. Recommended levels 12 to 15. I think I'm a bit above that. Adamant Fortress has withstood countless darkspawn attacks without falling. The Grey Wardens defending its walls are legendary warriors. To prevent and yes, Shady, I am going to try and focus on completing the main story and doing the side quests as I go to the areas. I hope. I just hope I don't go too far in the main story. To prevent Warden Commander Clarel from raising an army of demons, Inquisition forces will need siege engines powerful enough to destroy. Why can't I do that? Why is it not letting me? No, I have enough power. I have 45 and I need 20. Oh,
Adamant Fortress
now I can.
has stood against
Whoops.
the Darkspawn since the time of the Second Blight.
Fortunately for us, that means it was built before the age of modern siege equipment. A good trebuchet will do major damage to those ancient walls. And thanks to our Lady Ambassador...
Lady Cyril of Jadar was pleased to lend the Inquisition her sabers. They've already delivered the trebuchets. That is the good news.
I'm listening.
And the bad news?
Arimond called the ritual at the western approach a test. He may already be raising his army of demons in the fortress.
The Inquisition forces can breach the gate, but if the Wardens already have their demons...
I found records of Adamant's construction. There are choke points we can use to limit the field of battle.
That's good. We may not be able to defeat them outright. But if we cut off reinforcements, we can carve you a path to Warden Commander Clarel.
This will be bloody.
Taking this fortress is going to get a lot of good soldiers killed.
Our soldiers know the risks, Inquisitor, and they know what they're fighting for.
It'll be hard fought, no way around it. But we'll get that gate open.
It's also possible that some Wardens may be sympathetic to our cause. The warriors may be willing to listen to reason, though I doubt they will turn against Clarel directly. The mages, however, are slaves to Corypheus. They will fight to the death.
We've built the siege engines and readied our forces, Inquisitor. Give the word, and we march on Adamant.
A lot of good soldiers are going to die into this operation. Regretfully, some decisions are hard made, and this is one such decision. Okay, how about this, Shady? I'm going to choose a party, and then you can give your opinion on the party. So if I were to choose a party for the mission that I'm choosing, I would choose Blackwall. I would choose Darc. And I would choose... Well, we are fighting demons, and we are fighting against creatures from the Fates, so I would choose Solus. So this would be my party for this mission. What is your opinion, O Royal Advisor? I'm sorry, but win is not an option. Okay, then I am going to go with this party, unless you have any last words of advice for me. Alright. I hope I make the right choices. Oh. Sorry, I didn't think you... I thought you were already finished. Sorry. I wasn't going to take Cole or Sarah. I think the only viable road for this mission was Varric. I love how casual Darc just steps on the battlefield. Yeah, I know. Sadly, I can't convince everything with pure charisma.
Pull back! They're through!
Alright, you have your way in. Best make use of it. We'll keep the main host of demons occupied for as long as we can.
Don't take risks.
I'll be fine. Just keep the men safe.
We'll do what we have to, Inquisitor. Warden Stroud will guard your back. Hawk is with our soldiers on the battlements.
No.
She's assisting them until you arrive.
No.
There's too much resistance on the walls. Our men on the ladders can't get a foothold. If you can clear out the enemies on the battlements, we'll cover your advance.
wow, thank you, Shady, for the gifted subs. Thank you so much. As for Deeds and Silver, welcome to the Wastelands, survivors. It is good to have you. And look, Deeds, no more ads for you. Thank you, Shady. You're wonderful. Now I need to figure out how I get on the ramparts. In flowing formal script, all who walk in the sight of the Maker are one. An addendum underneath it, painted quickly and sloppily. Stick this in your taint, Blighty. So, I do think, Shady, it's important that I help my soldiers gain foothold. Is it possible to accidentally miss doing the ramparts part? First of all, thank you for the gifted subs. It is very appreciated. You are wonderful as always. My second question was, is there a chance I might miss... So, Darc would think it's important to be able to help his soldiers. So to him, getting those people up on the ramparts would be important. Is there a chance I can miss doing that? Or is that mandatory part of the mission?
Stay back! We will not be sacrificed for some insane ritual! Can't you see? This is madness! It's no use! Their minds are not their own! Have your back! Everyone just stay back! Keep your distance!
The Inquisition is here to stop Clarel, not to kill Wardens. Fall back, you won't be harmed.
All right. My men will stay back. We want no part of this. Deal with Clarel as you must. Well said. I had hoped some of the Wardens would listen to
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I wouldn't accidentally miss helping my soldiers take the ramparts, because that would be important. I assume this is upwards. Ah, here is where I needed to be.
The area. The ladder. We're clear.
Let's get to the next one.
I know, and I didn't want to have a chance to accidentally miss that. Because this is going to save lives, which is important to Darc.
You can press on ahead, Your Worship. Clear a path for the rest of our forces.
Blood mages! It's all... Blood mages!
Jesus, I am massacring demons. Yep.
Inquisitor, always a pleasure.
Protect my troops.
Good work. Stay with my forces and see that they survive this.
I'll keep the demons off them as best I can.
Okay, south, south, south. So that way. Thank you, Shady. Can I save? I can save. I will say, I do like the fact that this game actually plays up to Darc's abilities, which is commanding from the front lines, actually being in the nick of battle with his soldiers. There we go. I got another one of those blades. My prototype is better though. Is that a mage? No, it's just a rare greatsword. Ooh, whose amulet of power is that? Sarah Blackwall. I have Blackwall in my party. What does he have on? Enhanced aggression. What was it supposed to be much harder? Whoops. Yes, I did. Because I did the DLC first. Well, don't worry. I'm slowly going to catch up to my level. You should heal. Actually, we should all heal and restock. Letter from Warden Commander Corral. Magister Aramont, I am not an untutored apprentice. The Grey Warden mages who left the circle just after their harrowing might take your explanation at face value, but I was an enchanter before I joined the Grey Wardens. That the sacrifices, the death are necessary to bind the demons I grant you. You know more of such things than I, and I make no judgment upon it. But the manner of my mages since binding the demons is still unsettling. They answer my questions readily, but the words are spoken by rote, and several of the non-mages have complained that their comrades seem cold and unfeeling since the ritual. Some of that is natural. I grant you, one cannot kill a brother and come away unchanged, but if there is more to this, I will have it from you. The Inquisition pressed us to action. Continue the rituals. If we must destroy them before we venture into the deep road, so be it. But do not lie to me, Aramont. I stand against the Blight, and no man, no Inquisitor, and no Magister will get in my way. Floral. No. Look, I know you want attention, but I'm working, baby. Little princess. I'm kinda busy here. No. No, Luna. God damn it, girl. Hi, Silver. If you're gonna do some work around the bunker, can you please keep it down? I am trying to work here. Look, I know you want attention, Luna, but I'm busy. Luna, stop it.
Orc saved a lot of lives on the battlements, Inquisitor. The Wardens are eager, willing, and able to reason. Commander Cullen will hold the path open for us as long as possible, Inquisitor. Our forces are ready when you are.
It's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Well, so far I have gotten everything.
Wardens! We are betrayed by the very world we have sworn to protect.
The Inquisition is inside Clarel. We have no time to stand on ceremony.
These men and women are giving their lives, Magister. That might mean little in Tevinter, but for the Wardens, it is a sacred duty. It has been many long years, my friend.
Too many, Clarel. If my sword arm can no longer serve the Wardens, then my blood will have to do.
It will.
Foolish.
Stop them! We must complete the ritual!
Of course, you'd say that.
Oh, I'm sure you can't wait for Clarel to do that. How else are you going to bind her?
Yes, Inquisitor. I want to bind the Warden Commander to a demon. Everyone in this room already knows that. And yes, the ritual requires blood sacrifice. Hate me for that if you must, but do not hate the Wardens for doing their duty.
We make the sacrifices no one else will. Our warriors die proudly for a world that will never thank them.
And then your Tevinter ally binds the mages to Corypheus.
Corypheus? But he's dead.
These people will say anything to shake your confidence, Clarel.
Bring it through!
They are.
Please. I've seen more than my share of blood magic. It is never worth the cost.
I trained half of you myself. Do not make me kill you to stop this madness.
Be ready with the ritual, Clarel. This demon is truly worthy of your strength.
Special? Any advice, Shady? Because here's the thing. This say innocent wardens may be spared. This doesn't say that. So I'm curious, what happens if I pick this? Boop.
Grey Wardens have a proud history. You stopped the Blight at the Silent Plains, at Starkhaven, and Hunterfell, at Aesley, and Denerim. This world owes you a debt it can never repay. I would not stand against you if I did not know you were being misused.
Clarel, we have come so far. You're the only one who can do this.
Perhaps we could test the truth of these charges to avoid more bloodshed.
Or perhaps I should bring in a more reliable ally. My master thought you might come here, Inquisitor. He sent me this to welcome you.
If I didn't have the top option, I think Darc would have told Blackwell to talk to them, but since he had the option and the knowledge, it's understandable that he would do the talking himself. okay. Which I guess was the fact that I spared the other Wardens, and the fact that I had chosen to take Blackwall with me. Yeah, I'll save in a minute. Not sure it's gonna let me save. Because that dragon is preventing me from actually being able to save. Get out of here. Can't I just go and kill the dragon and be done with it? I've already faced dragons.
You've destroyed the Grey Wardens.
You did that to yourself, you stupid bitch. All I did was dangle a little power before your eyes, and you couldn't wait to get your hands bloody. You could have served a new god.
I will never serve the Blight.
Oh no! Wait, she's alive?
Victory. In peace, vigilance.
Did I just open a rift into the Fade? Well, that obviously can't backfire. Yeah, I feel bad for her.
Where are we?
Judging by the fact that we have different points of gravity, I would say we're in the Fade.
We were falling. If this is the afterlife, the Chantry owes me an apology. This looks nothing like the Maker's bosom.
No. This is the Fade.
I'm glad I brought,
Opened a rift. We came through.
I'm glad I brought him along.
Survived. I never thought I would ever find myself here physically. Look. The Black City. Almost close enough to touch.
Thoughts, Solus?
This must be very exciting for you, Solus. Any advice you have on what exactly is going on would be wonderful.
What spirit commands this place? I have never seen anywhere like it.
It's not how I remember the Fade either. Perhaps it's because we're here physically, instead of just dreaming. The stories say you walked out of the Fade at Haven. Was it like this?
It doesn't matter.
I don't remember what it was like the last time I was here. Right now, I'm more concerned with getting out safely.
That huge demon was right on the other side of that rift Ehrman was using, and there could be others.
In our world, the rift the demons came through was nearby, in the main hall. Can we escape the same way?
I hope so.
It sounds like our best option. There, let's go.
This is fascinating. It is not the area I would have chosen, of course. To physically walk within the Fade.
Right. You like it here. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, literally.
Any advice?
Solus, you're the expert on this place. Anything helpful?
The Fade is shaped by intent and emotion. Remain focused. It will lead you where you wish to go. The demon that controls this area... extremely powerful. Some variety of fear, I suggest you remain wary of its manipulations, and prepare for what is certain to be a fascinating experience.
Fears of the Dreamers, the Pilgrim. I came to the Temple of Sacred Ashes with the Faithful, ready to help at the Conclave. I prayed to the Maker for peace, but the mountain shook and fell and buried me. Alone in the darkness, my legs crushed, I cried in fear of a world with no Maker, fading in and out of dreams of monsters inside the black. Light my final hour, let me go to the Maker without the terrors of darkness confounding me.
There must be something here.
A plea from the warriors to the spirits. The wolves were our allies. In the old days, before Andraste, before the Maker, we knew this to be so, but men grew tired of the chase, the hunt, the truth of fang and steel and blood. Men put seeds in the ground, tended cattle and chickens, and built fences to keep the wolves away. Men bred hounds that would heel and sit and obey, and told themselves that the hounds were just as good. Now the darkspawn come again. They break our fences, kill our cattle and chickens, burn our crops. Our dogs cower with tails between their legs, or if they fight, they fall to the poison of darkspawn blood. We are dying, and I am shamed by my cowardice. The way of man and hound are not enough. I come to you, spirits of the old forest, I who built fences, I who came with fire and steel to drive you away. I come to you because fear has made my arms weak. I ask for you unforgiving rage to make them strong again. Kill the hound in my heart and grow strong from the meat on its bones. In its place, give me the wolf. Walking the Fade, frozen moments. I once studied the Fade as a scholar, dissecting it, as a child might a rat or a frog. I was young and craved the power conquering the Fade could bring. I tried in vain to chart its path, and when that failed I attempted to secure them. In my arrogance I struggled against the Fade's very nature. How does one pin down a dream? How can one control a thought so that it might travel always the same course from conception to completion? Only when I let go of my desire and humble myself was the Fade open to me. The spirits came and took it upon themselves to be my guides, my lanterns in the darkness. At their command the paths grew still, and I could walk them again and again. I was shown vast oceans containing not water but memories, drawn from the minds of the dreamer. I drifted through frozen moments like paintings, perfect in each detail. As I explored this impossible dream, the spirits kept darker things at bay. I came to trust them, even love them, and I saw my own love reflected in them. To know the Fade, one cannot seek to master it. The Fade is the master, the teacher. We are merely the apprentices. You know, this is almost a Cthulhu-like landscape.
By the Maker. Could that be?
I greet you, Warden. And you, Champion.
Divine Justinia.
I thought you were dead.
From the little I remember of what happened at Haven, I thought you were dead.
I fear the Divine is indeed dead. It is likely we face a spirit. Or a demon.
You think my survival impossible. Yet here you stand alive in the Fade yourselves. In truth, proving my existence either way would require time we do not have.
Really? How hard is it to answer one question? I'm a human, and you are?
I am here to help you. You do not remember what happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, Inquisitor.
That's right.
No, I don't.
The memories you have lost were taken by the demon that serves Corypheus. It is the nightmare you forget upon waking. It feeds off memories of fear and darkness, growing fat upon the terror. The false calling that terrified the Wardens into making such grave mistakes? Its work.
I would gladly avenge the insult this nightmare dealt my brethren.
You will have your chance, brave Warden. This place of darkness is its lair.
Why do the demons serve Corypheus?
Corypheus seems to have a lot of demons at his disposal. How does he command so many?
I know not how he commands his army of demons. His power may come from the Blight itself, but the nightmare serves willingly. For Corypheus has brought much terror to this world. He was one of the Magisters who unleashed the first Blight upon the world, was he not? Every child's cry as the Archdemon circles. Every dwarf's whimper in the deep roads. The nightmare has fed well.
Can I kill it?
How do we hurt it?
That's a little optimistic, isn't it?
You hurt it by escaping the Fade and leading your people against Corypheus.
That wasn't what I meant.
I know. But for now, it is the best answer I can give you. When you entered the Fade at Heaven, the demon took a part of you.
I know, but he wouldn't say that.
Must recover it. These are your memories, Inquisitor.
But before I continue, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be back in 10-15 minutes. See you all in a minute. Hello, and welcome back. And without further ado, let us continue.
Run while you can! Warn them!
What's going on here?
Oh, let's see what he has forgotten.
Bring forth the sacrifice.
Are these Grey Wardens?
Why are you doing this? You, of all people!
Keep the sacrifice still.
Someone, help me!
What's going on here?
So, your mark did not come from Andraste. It came from the orb Corypheus used in his ritual.
Corypheus intended to rip open the veil, use the anchor to enter the Fade, and throw open the doors of the Black City. Not for the old gods, but for himself. When you disrupted his plan, the orb bestowed the anchor upon you instead.
So it wasn't Andraste.
So this is what? An accident? A random ricochet in the middle of a fight?
And if it was?
If it was, then neither the Maker nor Andraste were in any way involved in this. I'm just...
If you believe in the Maker, then you believe he made this world, and everything in it, including your accident. And if you do not, then nothing has changed. You cannot escape the lair of the nightmare until you regain all that it took from you. You have recovered some of yourself, but now it knows you are here. You must make haste. I will prepare the way ahead.
Something troubles you, Hawk.
I wondered if you might be concerned about the Grey Wardens holding the Divine in their
It were the Grey Wardens.
Their actions led to her death.
I assumed he had taken their minds, as you have seen him do before. Come, we can argue after we escape this dark place.
Oh, I intend to.
I like Hawk. She's a fun character.
I've never met the Divine. You think that was really her?
We have survived in the Fade physically. Perhaps she did as well. Or, if it is a spirit that identifies so strongly with Justinia, that it believes it is her, how can we say it is not?
She seems interested in helping us. That much is clear.
And the nightmare. From what she said, I don't look forward to meeting it.
Sounds like it preys on fear. Stealing people's memories. That's low, even for a demon.
Fear is a very old, very strong feeling. It predates love, pride, every emotion. Save perhaps desire. Be wary. The nightmare will be. Anything in its power to weaken our resolve.
After what it did to my fellow Warden, I pray we find some way to strike it down.
A letter written in a shaking hand. Son, by the time you read this, the Darkspawn poison will have claimed me. We gave all at Starkhaven, and we bought time for the Wardens to slay the Archdemon. But when I smelt the corruption in my wound, I knew I would not live to see you again. Virus will want men to search the battlefield. He sees Starkhaven as rising to greatness, and the weapons of 100 dead Grey Wardens lying unclaimed on the ground will help him conquer the Free Marches. You must refuse. The battlefield is soaked in poison, and no speech, no bullying, no taunts about cowardice can change that. Anything that roams that battlefield now will die. Stall him however you must, and watch for the crows. Those birds have good sense to fear the blight. When you see them gather, then you will know the poison is gone, and it is safe to search the battlefields for trinkets to satisfy Virus. I will not be here to guide you, son, so you must learn from the crows. They watch patiently, and they let their fear keep them alive. Please, I beg you, watch the crows and do the same. Sora.
We have a visitor. Some foolish little boy comes to steal the fear I kindly lifted from his shoulders. You should have thanked me and left your fear where it lay, forgotten. You think that pain will make you stronger. What fool filled your mind with such drivel? The only one who grows stronger from your fears is me. But you are a guest here in my home. So by all means, let me return what you have forgotten.
I expected worse.
These are but minor servants of the nightmare.
Pity.
The Claws of Dumat. Master unveiled a new altar. It stands higher than a man, like a great statue, and great spikes jut out from its length, hungry for blood. Master calls it the Claw of Dumat, and says that the altar will help bring Tevinter to glory. I praised it, as was expected, and Master smiled. It was good to see him smile again. He has been fearful of late, vexed by the loss of followers. He has met with the other priests, and in secret I have heard him discussing a way to return the people of Tevinter to the ways of the old god, as is only just. He spoke to me later in the day, and asked that I call him Corypheus, as it was the name he would take for himself after the ritual. Master, now Corypheus, told me that my people, the elves of old, were tied to the Fade, and that in order to carry out the will of Dumat, he would need to call upon the magic that lives in our blood. Corypheus told me to gather all of the elven servants and bring them to the western hall of our home at midnight. That is the hall where the Claw of Dumat is now kept. There are shackles across the top of the great altar, and pools lined with wounds beneath the claws. I have sent my wife and children away, but have not warned the others. A few I may save. If I tried to save us all, we would only be killed in some other way, and others would die in our place. Master once laughed and joked. He could be stern, but he was not a cruel man. The weakening of the temples brought fear into his heart, and the fear changed him. The cuts upon his arms are deeper and longer, where he used blood magic more often. He speaks to his wife little. He listens only to the voices in his dreams. It is almost midnight. The Claw of Dumat, great and spiked and merciless, is all my mind can see. I must gather the others. My family is safe. Corypheus will take me, but not those I love. The freeholders. I watched the blight take my land. I had nowhere to go. I tended the field as I had, even as my flock died and my family sickened. My body racked by pains and chills. I saw too late the poison that had crept into the land. In my fever dreams, the sickness covered this whole world, and I wept in fear for the family I killed with my foolish pride. Show me that this world survives. Show me that the poison does not take everything. Oh, it's upstairs. Okay.
Watch out! I don't know what those are, but they're coming up. Way.
Excerpt from a journal. I went to Tevinter when I was a child. I remember dragon statues everywhere, big ones. I shivered as I walked between them, afraid they were going to bite me or breathe fire. My parents hushed me and told me the magisters liked the dragons as a sign of their power. Dragons are beasts, mindless, terrible. The archdemon that comes from each blight is an offense to the Maker. We know all these things, but the magisters don't care. And it is the same with mages. So much danger, so much power in hands not ready for it. And the mages only wish to celebrate themselves. The magisters are what the mages of Ferelden and Orlair want to be. Our rulers, holding us in terror so that we wonder if they will bite as we walk by them. I joined the Templars to keep such mages under control. I have killed many since the rebellion we all saw coming. Now the Divine wishes us to meet them at the Conclave and give them a chance to make peace. I will go. I will smile. But if the dragon statue looks ready to bite, I will strike first. I am not a child and I will not be afraid. The problem is...
Did you think you mattered, Hawk? Did you think anything you ever did mattered? You couldn't even save your city. How could you expect to strike down a god? Fenris is going to die just like your family, and everyone you ever cared about.
Well, that's going to grow tiresome quickly.
Look, if you want to attack me all you want, but leave them alone.
What's that?
They think they own us. They think they decide whether we live or die. They sit there smug in their armor, ready to cut off our heads for the slightest transgressions, as though we don't strive every day to stay sane, to keep the demons away. They can't control us any longer. I want to go back to the circle, not ever. I thought about it last night, being back in the tower, their eyes on me, and all of it came back. All the years, head down, don't clench your fingers, be a good mage, be a quiet mage, and I realized I don't want to make peace with the Templars. I want them to burn. Want it so badly that the bat caught fire and wouldn't go out until Ivan iced it all over. It's still there inside me. I want them to feel the fear they made me feel. I want them to know what it's like. We're leaving for the Conclave in a few hours. If those bastards so much as blink the wrong way, I'll let them see what an apostate looks like.
Perhaps I should be afraid, facing the most powerful members of the Inquisition. Like Blackwall. There's nothing like a Grey Warden, and you are nothing like a Grey Warden.
I'll show you a Warden's strength, beast.
Once again, Hawk is in danger because of you, Varric. You found the Red Lyrium. You brought Hawk here.
Just keep talking, Smiley.
You know, it's a shame I don't have a chance to answer. Because if this was actually Darc, he would probably have some very funny commentary back at him.
Ma Hereland, Mabanal Inasalin, Marsolas Inamardin.
Bonal Nadas. Those were little fears. Tiny manifestations spawned from the nightmare itself.
And, of course, they look like giant spiders.
Spiders? That is not what I saw.
Remember, we walk in the Fade. Demons of fear shape their appearance to unnerve each of us.
Wonderful.
Why does Darc see spiders? He's not afraid of them.
The nightmare is closer now. It knows you seek escape. With each moment, it grows stronger. We cannot tarry long.
Do you remember what happened?
You must know what really happened at the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
As must you. The answer lies in your memories. Lost to the nightmare when you last watched the Fade.
Or you could just tell me.
Would you trust my words? Trust what you have seen.
Tell me of the nightmare.
I'd like to know more about the nightmare.
It is not simply fear. It is the terror you cannot remember, the horror your mind erases to protect you. When old memories no longer make the veteran soldier's hand tremble, it is because the nightmare has taken them. Most people avoid their fears. It is simple for the demon to steal the darkest fragments. They forget, and it feeds. Corypheus has helped it grow monstrous.
That sounds almost kind.
It makes people forget the worst parts of their fears. It almost sounds like the nightmare is helping people.
Perhaps it was once. But now, it helps none but Corypheus. By his hand, it creates more fear and grows even stronger. In any case, robbing
I wonder if Cole is a fragment of the nightmare that broke off and is trying to live by its true ideal, not by what the nightmare has become.
We cannot learn. We cannot grow, as you cannot grow until you recover all that was taken from you.
Tell me about this anchor.
What can you tell me about this mark on my hand?
You already know how the mark came to be upon your hand. As for what it is the needle that pulls the thread, as well as the key.
I don't understand.
It is the needle that passes through the veil, as little else can. You are the thread, and it is the key that locks or unlocks the door to the Fade. It lets you walk in the Fade physically, and survive. Without it, Corypheus must find another way to the Black City. It is part of you now, and cannot be removed without your death.
Is anything real
So
here?
all of this is just a dream? Part of the Fade?
It is not just a dream. The minds of mankind are made real here. Their hopes, their loves, and their fears. What changes their world also changes this one. And yours are footsteps that move mountains in both. Tread carefully, Inquisitor. This ground is more treacherous than you know.
Goodbye.
We should keep moving.
A note left by a burning candle. Lunette, the breach is sealed, and the war between the Templars and the mages is finally over. All our fears and terror is finally ending as order returns to this world. I wish you could see the people celebrating at Haven. It is everything you would have wanted when you left for the Conclave. I will make your sacrifice a worthy one. What we do here with this fledgling Inquisition will shape all of Thedas. I will make you proud. Your flame will burn forever as a beacon of hope. Something is happening. The ground is shaking and the soldiers are running to the gates. Rest well at the Maker's side, my daughter. I will sing your memory again soon. Love, Eleone. Fears of the Dreamers, the Grey Warden. I joined the Wardens to serve in glory. No blade could touch me, nor any claw pierce my armor. Still I was fated by joining to die. Alone in the deep roads, the calling in my mind, I sat by the last campfire I would see, allowing myself one last night of terror, and cursed the fate that brought me here. Let it be my choice to have served and died. Let it be nobility rather than the dread hand of fate. Destroy my destiny and let this be my decision.
Go!
Keep running!
A letter in a child's simple writing. The door is open. Mother said to run. She said the Darkspawn were coming. She wanted me to go. The door is open. It was closed when I left. She said she would be right behind me. She said not to come back, no matter what. The lamps are lit all over the village even during the day, to see through the smoke. Mother should be here by now, but the door is open. I'm going to look inside. Aww. No, don't worry. I hope I can figure it out myself. This is just one of my thoughts that I currently have. Cause Cole has that similar drive to help.
breach back in Haven. That's how I escaped.
The demon!
Keep running!
Ah!
It was you. They thought it was Andraste sending me from the Fade. It was the Divine behind me. And then you... she died.
Yes.
So this creature is simply a spirit.
You don't say.
I am sorry if I disappoint you.
You're our ally, regardless.
The only thing that's important right now is getting out of the Fade. Whatever you are, you've helped us so far.
What we do know is that the mortal divine perished at the temple, thanks to the Grey Wardens.
As I said, the Grey Wardens responsible for that crime were under the control of Corypheus. We can discuss this further once we return to Adamant.
Assuming that the Wardens and their demon army didn't destroy the Inquisition while we were gone.
How dare you judge us? You tore Kirkwall apart and started the Mage Rebellion!
To protect innocent mages, not madmen drunk on blood magic. But you'd ignore that, because you can't imagine a world without the Wardens, even if that's what we need.
Agreed. The Wardens may once have served a greater good, but they are far too dangerous now.
What are you saying? You want to get rid of the Wardens? Everyone makes mistakes. They would have died to save us.
I don't know what to tell you. There are a few good ones, but an awful lot of the Wardens I've known went crazy.
Make a stop. Both of you.
Sweet Maker, could both of you please shut up? We can argue once we've escaped from the giant fear demon.
Inquisitor!
The nightmare has found us.
Form up!
I'm with you.
The thing is, this is a discussion that would greatly interest Darc, and he would try and sort out both sides of the party. Except not here. Man, like, I get Hawk, she's as spirited as she was in the second one, but don't argue in the middle of the Fade, please.
Come, real or not, the Divine is the key to escaping from the Fade.
Warden Stroud, how must it feel to devote your whole life to the Wardens, only to watch them fall? Or worse, to know that you were responsible for their destruction? When the next blight comes, will they curse your name?
With the Maker's blessing, we will end this wretched beast.
By the way, has it been in every single game so far that I have traveled through the Fate? Because I can't remember. Whispers written in the red lyrium. We are here, we have waited, we have slept. We are sundered, we are crippled, we are polluted, we endure, we wait, we have found the dreams again. We will awaken.
Do you think you can fight me? I am your every fear come to life. I am the veiled hand of Corypheus himself, the demon.
Give me one moment. I am back, sorry about that. I mean, that's true.
When you fear, I command it. They are bound all through me.
Ah, so if we banish you, we banish the demons. Thank you. Every fear come to life.
I saw a big boy. The child. Haven is burned. Mama cries when I'm not looking. It's cold in the mountains and my feet hurt, but Mama says to hush, that others have it worse. She says a monster named Corypheus came to Haven and it was only the Maker's blessing that let us escape. I don't feel blessed. The monsters come every night when I sleep and I don't want to wake Mama crying again. I miss Sir Snort. Sir Snort always kept the monsters away in my dreams. Oh, they all have their own focus bar that I can use. I've never actually used anyone else's focus ability. Okay, well, since that leads to the last part, let me return and see what the other road leads to. So, and that's another mission I have to do in the Fate. Let's head down first. Okay. Can I also point out that after I lit the first one, I correctly guessed every single one? Thank you. I'm actually rather surprised.
Things just float whenever they feel like it here. Wonder what's up there.
The laws of nature in the Fate. It is simple to say that the laws of nature do not apply in the Fate, but while traveling in the Fate it is often confusing for mages. It is rarely so chaotic as to defy descriptions. In fact, while the placement of items may seem random, these items usually operate as we would expect them to in the real world. A book opens to show pages, although the pages may be blank or lined with gibberish. A pen and inkwell lets the user write, though the pen may write on its own and the inkwell never runs dry. Those items that float usually hover at a relative height where they would have sat had the objects meant to support them existed. Candles suspended in air as though held by a phantom candlestick, for example. Why the laws of the maker bent but not fully broken? Why does a book not turn into a dragon or a statue explode into countless shards of energy? The answer, I believe, lies in the fact that the items we see in the Fate were most often made by the hands of men. A statue is a created thing. The mortal hands that shaped it gave it purpose, and it knows what it is meant to do. The objects that strain against the laws of nature are, ironically, those that are more natural themselves. Great stones, for example, hang in the sky. No hand has ever touched them. No mortal mind shaped them to purpose. I suspect, though we may never know, that if dwarves dreamt and shaped the Fate with their own perceptions, the rocks would not float.
Or maybe it's best we never find out. Hard to outrun anything in this swamp.
The Scholar. When the Darkspawn were new, when the Magisters had just brought them to our world with their sin, I was among the first to call myself a Grey Warden and swear to end the blight that threatened our world. We had seen the Archdemon die from mortal blows, only to rise again from the body of one of its servants. It could not die. I searched in vain for some way to kill the beast and save my world. I slept in fear with no solution, knowing only that the blight the Magisters had brought would destroy everything, because I could not save it. Show me what must be done to slay the Archdemon. Show me what I need to save my world. Oh, Sarah, the nothing. Dorian, the temptation. Cassandra, helplessness. Blackwall, himself. Cole, despair. Solus, dying alone. Varric, became his parents. Iron Bull, madness. Vivian, irrelevance. Huh. I guess those are everyone's fears. Cunning. Well, I'm gonna have to go further before I can get the reward, it seems. Can I just say I love how in character Varric's fear is became his parents. Yes.
You must get through the rift, Inquisitor. Get through, and then slam it closed with all your strength. That will banish the army of demons and exile this cursed creature to the farthest reaches of the faith.
We're almost there.
Great, Hawk. Why not just dare the old gods to try and stop you?
If you would, please tell Liliana. I am sorry. I failed you too.
Oh, no you don't.
You cannot stand against me. You will die in agony. You are nothing. I grow fat on your fear.
We need to clear a path!
Go! I'll cover you.
No, you were right. The Grey Wardens caused this. A Warden must...
A Warden must help them rebuild. That's your job. Corypheus is mine.
Any advice? I know. Like, if I take no input at all, I'm keeping Hawk with me. Hawk has proven to be much more useful than Stroud has. Like, Darc with no help from anyone, I would just pick Stroud stays. That's what my gut tells me. You know, Shady, I know you could probably give me more help, give me more advice, but I'm playing Darc, and I gotta stay true to what Darc would do.
Stroud. Inquisitor, it has been an honor. For the Wardens!
I have to stay true to Darc. And Darc would choose Rose. Darc would choose Hawk, because Hawk is too much of a symbol. And she's not just a symbol, but she's a symbol that can back up her reputation. Also, we saved a bunch of Wardens that will help rebuild the Grey Wardens. Oh my god, that entrance was crazy. That was a crazy entrance.
Without the nightmare to control them, the mages are free and Corypheus loses his demon army. Though as far as they're all concerned, the Inquisitor broke the spell with the blessing of the Maker.
What matters is we succeeded.
They came out of this alive. As far as I'm concerned, they can tell whatever stories they like.
That's how legends get started. Or at least that's what Varric always says.
Inquisitor, the archdemon flew off as soon as you disappeared. The Venatori Magister is unconscious but alive.
Cullen thought you might wish to deal with him yourself. As for the Wardens, those who weren't corrupted helped us fight the demons. We stand ready to help make up for Clarel's tragic mistake. Where is Stroud?
He died a hero.
Warden Stroud died, striking a blow against the servant of the Blight. We will honor his sacrifice, and remember how he exemplified the ideals of the Grey Wardens, even as Corypheus and his servants tried to destroy you all from within.
Inquisitor, we have no one left of any significant rank. What do we do now?
You stay and do whatever you can to help. Stroud died for the ideals of the Wardens. In war, victory. And we are still at war. Do you believe the Wardens can still help?
I do, your worship.
You're still vulnerable to Corypheus, and possibly his Venatori. But there are plenty of demons that need killing.
While they do that, I'll inform the Wardens at Weishaupt what's happened. Best they not get caught off guard.
Thank you, your worship. We will not fail you.
Good luck with your Inquisition. Try not to start an exalted march on anything. And take care of Varric for me.
People weren't too happy with my decision. Some were happy. I think the people who mattered, I think the only person that I cared about, yes, but I think the only person that I care about that didn't like me, that didn't like that decision, was Solus, which I do regret,
they are
but
fighting demons and Red Templars while staying clear of Venatori. You dealt Corypheus a significant blow, Inquisitor.
let's capitalize on this.
The Grey Wardens carry respect in other nations. If we spread the word that the Inquisition has their support...
We may gain standing with nations that have suffered under the Blight. I will take the matter to Josephine. You took an army from Corypheus, but that will matter little if Orlais falls into chaos. All arrangements have been made for the ball in Halam Shiral. Let us know when you are ready to proceed.
What are our plans there?
Remind me what we know about the plot against Selene.
The Venatori are planning some kind of attack on the Imperial Court. Corypheus may even be fueling the conflict between the Empress and her cousin, Grand Duke Gaspard. If we warn Selene, she may prove a most valuable ally against Corypheus.
I have things to do first.
I'll go as soon as I am able.
Good. Cullen, Josephine and I will discuss the best way to gain an audience with the Empress. Speak with us when you are ready. What was she like? Divine Justinia, or her soul, or the spirit that took her form. I read your report. I know it isn't clear, but...
She was at peace.
Seemed calm. Serene, even. And she guided us the whole way through.
That does sound like her.
She did ask me to tell you something, though. She said, "I'm sorry. I failed you too."
Oh. I should finish this before it slips my mind. Perhaps later we might discuss the matter further. Thank you.
Oh, that is a lot of influence. On the condition of your charges, dear Liliana, you'll be happy to learn that your friends are doing well. Schmooples II is still unhappy about his meal plan and tries to get into the pantry. I had to have a bolt installed and now he whines constantly. The two little ones are still a handful, but good news, I've managed to discourage Bullet from relieving herself on the silk rug Justinia gave you. Felician from 2 doors over has been visiting almost every day to play with the nugs. She is quite delightful, and Schmooples too is fond of her. I suspect it is because she brings him sweets from her father's shop. I had to ask her governess to keep her from visiting the house. However, as someone tried to infiltrate it 2 nights ago, an agent of one of the Blanchards, hoping to uncover some of the Nightingale's secrets, I neutralized and interrogated him. His ability to withstand questioning was deplorable. Someone needs to talk to the Blanchards about their spies. All I had to do was put Schmooples stew in his face and tell him that I hadn't fed the creature that day. Your pet played his part admirably. I received your orders and will depart for Ferelden as soon as possible. I have arranged for Garder to take over Nugkeeping. Sparrow.
Questions.
That's enough.
I should go.
Naturally.
Of course.
You walked physically through the Fade. Please tell me what you remember.
I saw the Divine and my past.
I had visions. Echoes of what happened to me the first time. The Divine was there, or something like her.
Manifestations of your own mind, perhaps? Or external memories awakened by your presence? I suppose there's no way to tell. No one else has physically entered the Fade since the Magisters assaulted the Golden City. Oh, I'm positively envious right now.
Never mind. Oh wait, this is done now. Huh, interesting. So, what's over here? Oh, same thing. Hey, Shady.
Now this is a hall worthy of the Inquisition.
It's time for more judgment.
Adamant's influence continues, your worship. I submit Lord Livius Erimond of Virantium, who remains loyal to Corypheus. We found him alive, offering extreme resistance, likely because the Order will ask for his head. In more colorful terms. To say nothing of justice you might personally require for what was suffered in the Fade.
A grim and serious matter.
Many places felt the pain of adamant. You will answer for a great deal.
I recognize none of this proceeding. You have no authority to judge me.
On the contrary, many officials have communicated that they will defer to the Inquisitor on this matter.
Because they fear not just Corypheus, but Tevinter, rightful ruler of every piece of ground you trod in your pathetic life. I serve the living God. Bring down your blades and free me from the physical. Glory awaits me.
Okay. Solace and coal. Okay. 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 So, do you want to hear my thoughts on this? I'm not going to execute him. While I have more than enough reason to do so, it's what he wants. In the situation it's in, as cruel as it may seem, leaving him alive might give a better image of Darc, but it's also going to cause him the most suffering, because by leaving him alive, we're not giving him what he wants, and he has to suffer humiliation. So my doubt is between a mage's punishment or jail him and lose the key. And I understand. But here's the thing, Shady. You know what the difference is between a mage's punishment, tranquil, and jail him and lose the key? That is going to be a pivotal point in Darc's decision. If you give him a mage's punishment, if you make him tranquil, you seal his emotions. At that point, he's not going to care what happens and he's just going to follow directive. If I jail him and lose the key, he is going to be stuck suffering and facing humiliation because he lost by the people he thought were beneath him. Making him a tranquil might be a punishment some people approve with, some people protest, but it's not a punishment. Not really. Jailing him is, because he's ready to die. So if I want to punish him, then I will do anything I can but kill him or spare him emotions. Which is imprisonment, right? And that is what Darc is going to choose. Jail him and lose the key.
Since death is a validation for you, I will delay it. Lord Livius Aramond of Virantium, you'll spend the rest of your days in the deepest, darkest hole we can find.
We shall see which of us outlives our legacy, Inquisitor.
Wait, I have more judgment? What else judgment do I have?
Another of the lingering pains of adamant, your worship. Sir Ruth is a senior warden of the Order. She was one of the many who slit the throat of another to bind a demon. She does not contest this.
Oh.
In fact, she surrendered to us. She requests no mercy. She wants the public justice of the headman's axe.
Not a request made lightly.
You're very serious about this. Is more death the answer?
There is no excuse for my actions. I murdered another of the Order. That blood marks me more than the Blight ever could.
Accepting their actions while thralls of Corypheus, many treaties allow wardens any extreme if it opposes the Blight.
I can't do it. I can't use the greater good to justify my crimes, as if it would create a future I could be a part of. It is wrong that this broke me. I've done worse with full sanction. I can do nothing except be an example of the cost.
Huh. Let me just ask Shady. Because here's the thing. This is a special option. So there must be a reason I can use that. I'm curious about that one. Oh. You wanna know what's funny, Shady? I am leaning towards choosing that because that is what Darc would do. He doesn't believe in Andraste. He knows fully well where his powers really come from. But he's still going to use that to help the people he needs to help. She doesn't need to die. I understand why she wants to die, but that's not going to help her or anyone else. So I will probably have to rebuild my relationship with Solus a little after this mission, but I'm gonna go with my gut instinct, because Darc doesn't want to kill her.
The Inquisition stands for faith. Our work has greater purpose. Sometimes we need a reminder. Sir Ruth, the Herald of Andraste forgives you in her name. Find peace in that.
Your worship, I will try.
Oh, let's go take a look at the war table missions. Oh.
There you are. I've been looking all over for you. I've just received the most terrible news.
What is it?
I'm engaged.
Start from the beginning.
I sense this is complicated. Tell me more.
For the past year, my mother and father have searched Antiva for a match for me. They had no idea you and I had grown so close. Today, I received a letter declaring they've betrothed me to Lord Adorno Cielo Tranto of Antiva.
I must deal with this. But until then, we cannot be seen in a compromising situation. I'm so sorry.
Why are you leaving me?
Are you saying we should act like nothing has happened between us?
No, not at all. But it is not right that we carry on while I am betrothed. I must break off the match first.
I understand.
Let me know what I can do, Josephine.
No. Thank you so much, but no. Until I know more, I cannot risk a reputation. Why did this have to happen to us now, of all times? I must see to this. And to my other duties. If I can keep my mind on them today at all.
Oh, she does not have it easy. So, let me first summon the War Council. Let me send them out on missions. Because I might get a few more. Many of the nobility of the Orlesian capital have settled their secondary differences and are rallying behind two families. The Rosiers and the
Our
old...
soldiers handled themselves well in Adamant.
We've come a long way since Haven. I fear there's still a ways to go, but we're prepared.
I'm glad you had fun, Shady, and I hope that Darc wasn't too disappointing. The Rosiers are old money, well respected but viewed as traditional and stubborn. The Thibaults rose with popular merchants consortium and are considered new money and progressive. While the intent of both families was to rival us politically, if we declare for one of them, we may manipulate events in our favor. Lord Pierre des Rosiers has not asked for our alliance, but may respect our rising might. Lady Valise Thibault speaks for her investors and is interested in a forward-thinking alliance.
Any news on why Corypheus is sending people to explore elven ruins of all things? No, I suspect he keeps the reason secret, even from his inner circle.
Oh, are you leaving? Oh, I see. I didn't see your previous message. Good night, Shady. I hope you had fun. And sweet dreams. I'm going to quit soon so you're not missing much.
At your service.
Your worship, my town of Valgamore has been besieged by Darkspawn. I cannot fathom where the loathsome beasts have come from, but I beg the Inquisition for assistance. My own humble forces have already been dispatched to help in your noble efforts, leaving my people ill-equipped against the savage host. Word of your redemption of the Grey Wardens has already spread far. If you can spare them, Valgamore lives or dies by your word.
All right.
There was a bit of a fight at the mine with bandits apparently, and not even Darkspawn. I'm pleased to report that the Darkspawn were cut down with relative ease. We've set up an outpost and recruited locals to begin mining the gold once again. Indeed, I'm told they're more than happy to do so, now that they're being protected. We found some useful equipment in the bandit cache, and any efforts to gather coin in Skyhold will now be much easier. A clever idea, in theory. We lost soldiers to sandstorms and yawning pits of death, but the local wildlife is safe, and that's what's important, right? Rylan. Commander Cullen. Not now. A report from one of Cullen's forward scouts. Sightings in the northern Red Templars with armors and weapons adorned with war runes. There are no known entrances to the deep roads in the area. I know more about missing traders, but they keep next to non-existent records of surface dwarves. The Venatori may be making use of dwarven slaves, possibly from Tevinter. Not their usual preference, but also not the first unusual thing they have done. I kinda like looking
Let's see
for...
what we have.
And with that... Why is my console active? How do I... There we go. And with that, I'm going to save, and I'm probably going to do the rest that I was planning on doing tomorrow, but this is a good point to call it up. So I am going to save it. I'm going to see if there's any additional content. If there's no additional content, I'll look into someone to raid. Curious if there's anyone else online. Content, clips. No clips, so let's look for someone to raid. I'll just call it up for today. So with that, I wish you all a pleasant evening. Stay safe out there, Wastelanders. It's a dangerous world out there.